Hello, everyone, and welcome to part two of my General Hospital spoiler discussion. Part two is going to be me talking about the week that just passed and all of the highlights of the different storylines and things I wanted to talk about. But of course, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. They're free to do. It helps me out a lot. So if you're part of my sub fam, go on ahead and do those things for me. I would appreciate it so much. And I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the commentary because we need to talk about some of this stuff. And we can talk in the comment section, or if you're a member, we've already talked about it on the live. But anyway, Sonny and Laura, uh, it was hard to watch their conversation where the writers continue to make Laura make out of character decisions. The whole thing about Laura throwing Sonny under the bus and saying how she's going to go after him because he beat up her poor, helpless brother that clearly told her that he set Sonny up to fight him on purpose because he wanted to get him locked up or whatever. And Laura isn't doesn't really seem to care about any of that because these writers have decided that they want Sonny to be pushed into a corner where everybody is against him. And I guess even Christina might be against him soon when she realizes that Sonny can be cruel and he's not some like superhero mobster. So I feel like he's being pushed into a corner where he's eventually going to do something really crazy or hurt somebody, and then this is where we're going to end up in court. And this is my speculation, my guess of where they're leading to, because I said in the previous video that I think that they're leading up to Molly versus Alexis, where Alexis will be Sonny's lawyer and Molly will be the one trying to convict Sonny. And for some reason, they'll make it so that Diane can't do it, or Diane will start, but since her and Alexis are partner, they have to switch out. But I feel like that's what they're leading to. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me in the writing. And then Sonny's get out of jail free card is the reveal that his meds were tampered with, so he wasn't really in his right mind when he did those things. So that's then everybody can apologize to Sonny and we can move on. But I think, as a writer, this is where I feel like those writers are sort of like taking us into that direction. You can let me know if you feel the same. And also, do you feel like Laura has been out of character? She's trying to get Heather off so that she can be free, despite everything that Heather did. You know, let Heather's lawyers deal with that, but having Laura lead the charge on freeing Heather didn't make sense to me. We know what's going to happen. Allie Mills said in an interview, that she's filming or whatever. So her and Anna just have been making decisions I do not agree with. Carly not being able to tell when Sonny is off his meds when it's really obvious. Maurice Bernard is really good at playing Sonny off his meds. I've seen it before. If you watched in Roswell long enough, you've seen at least once or twice when Sonny's been off his meds and how he acts, and Carly was always there. So the fact that Jason instantly picked it up but Carly didn't make doesn't make sense to me. Jason and Sonny threatening each other over Dex. Um, Once again, I feel like they're trying to put Sonny in a corner with everyone who's ever cared about him, sort of, I guess, turning their back on him so that he can explode and make like some big wrong decisions since he's off his meds. Since Sonny is off his meds, the writers are now free to let Sonny do something really bad, that they can sort of like backpedal, like, oh yeah, but he did that, he's off his meds. So I think this is going to be coming to something like that is going to come up. Nina and Ava. Uh, and my note for Nina and Ava was Maura West and Cynthia had a masterclass in acting, because the Nina and Ava scene where Nina realizes that Ava has been playing her could have been a screaming match with different actresses, but the two of them were so deliberate in the way that they were sort of like an onion, just peeling an onion as Nina began to reveal how Ava was using her, and Ava finally saying, "Look, I'm better for Sunny than," excuse me, excuse me, how Ava finally said, "I mean, I'm a better woman for Sunny than you are because he doesn't have to keep secrets with me, but he had to block out, half his life, just to make you comfortable and couldn't tell you things." So Ava is actually correct that Ava and Sunny, as far as like him being a mob boss, are a better pairing. We saw that with everything that was happening before the Jason reveal, that she was definitely his right hand. And until she started keeping a secret that about the meds, she was actually looking pretty good as, the better mob wife. Even Carly, sort of like stayed out of the business for the most part until he was in Nixon Falls and everybody thought he was gone. And then she became like mob boss for 30 seconds. And so I feel like Ava definitely, because Ava used to be a mob boss, that, as far as that part of his life, she is the perfect woman for him. But I feel like they give me energy, not relationship energy. So So I don't really think they're a match, but they could be. Let me know in the comment section how you feel about Ava and Sonny potentially being a couple. If he can get over her not telling about his meds. Drew tries to help Nina make inroads with Willow. So the Drew and Nina thing kind of confuses me because on one hand, you've got Drew and Nina hooking up at one time. And then I feel like they sort of should have continued that, but they instead have Drew and Jordan on a date, kind of, you know. So I feel, I don't know why they went on ahead and pulled the trigger and had Nina and Drew hook up if they weren't going to try to develop something out of that. Then we have Dex, not sure if he should be a police officer. And this is a repeat of Alexis, not sure if she wants to be a lawyer. Once again, as a writer, I see how things are sort of like the writings on the wall of what's going to happen. Like, I know Alexis is going to be a lawyer, so all those conversations she was having about, oh, I don't know if I should do it, and Molly telling her, I'm scared you're going to drink if you don't get it, and all that. I didn't care about any of that. And now Dex having doubts. We know Dex is going to be a police officer. Just make it happen the same way you sort of blinked and Willow was a nurse. So, so come on. Um, and let's move on to Trina helping Laura with Ace and that scene with TJ that caused Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it to start wagging some tongues over that. Now, Trina helping Laura with Ace. It's clear Trina is still holding on to Spencer and want to have a connection with Spencer. And so when I was on my live with the members, we sort of were like torn in half as far as people who felt like Trina should have access to Ace and people feeling that having access to Ace means she's not going to move on. And me personally, I would rather Trina not have access to Ace because I'm ready for the Spencer since Nicholas Alexander Chavez decided not to come back to the show. And I think that they should let Spencer be gone for a while and let Trina get with somebody else. Her having scenes with Ace doesn't bode well for her getting a new love interest anytime soon. But at the same time, if this was a real life situation, I could understand Trina and Laura, letting her have access to Ace because people become godparents and best friends and Ace would need all of the love that he can get because he got crazy Heather on the way. And what had tongues wagging was that scene with TJ, where some people thought, hey, maybe TJ and Trina could hook up. Now, before you say, well, they're related, the other reason why people was liking the scene with Trina and TJ and feeling like they had chemistry, all you have to do is say Curtis isn't actually her dad, that um shoot, what's his name? Taggart. That Taggart was her dad, and there was some sort of mistake in the paternity test, and then TJ and Trina would not be related, and that's problem solved. So, would you want Trina and TJ to potentially, be a thing? Could they actually go there, or where do you think that they should keep them family? Moving on, Gregory being irrational about being having a caregiver, Tracy being the one to get through with him to him, and the tragedy that we are inching towards. Now, Gregory has entered the stage where I like the character. I don't want the character to leave the show, but just like Oscar, where they were dragging out, where you knew how it was going to end, and they just kept dragging it out and out and out, and then even, with Mike, Sonny's father, how they dragged that out for what, 2 years each. I'm like, okay, where we saw it happen with Mike, we saw it happen with Oscar, we saw them drag Willow's illness out, and now we're seeing them drag Gregory's illness out. This is something that is not entertaining to me. That's why I was saying for months that I would prefer it if there was some sort of a misdiagnosis, because Tracy and Gregory have so much chemistry together that I wish that these new writers would fix that and have Gregory discover that he was misdiagnosed and that some other treatment can make him healthy again. And we can get Gregory and Tracy as the next Lala and Al, not Al, uh, her father. I can't remember his name right now. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comment section. But yeah, the patriarchs of the Quartermain family, they would be great for that. Um, except Tracy would be more like her father, and he would be more like Lala, I guess. So we're gonna move on to the episode, which was on Tuesday, that I fast forwarded through the whole entire time because I have absolutely no interest in Brooklyn's bachelorette party or Chase's bachelor party at the Hatchet Range. So stupid. Now, of course, I didn't expect any of them to have any kind of a dancers there that could, would normally be at these kinds of parties. But I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way that it's boring to me. I know a lot of you had fun, especially it went viral when Tracy did her half a twerk, and I know people had a lot of fun with that. But that was like half a twerk, like then it went off. But but um, here's my problem with Brooklyn and Chase, and it's not that they're not a sexy couple. Um, it's it's the fact that they dragged out their love story for 2 years of them acting like elementary school kids, of will they, won't they, does he like me, does she like me, all of that non-tension that was done to sort of keep them apart. And then when they got together, they had the perfect opportunity of doing a story where he may have been uncomfortable with how rich he is, and that could have been something they could have played on to overcome. But they kind of like had a conversation about it and kind of moved on. But it could have been something that really played out as possibly messing with his manhood and him eventually overcoming that and realizing that he loves her and money is not really something that should be part of the equation, and money doesn't have anything to do with money, manhood. that could have been a very interesting story to play out and cause some good drama. But instead, this Hallmark Channel crap is not really. I don't care. I don't care. Watch soap operas for drama, even though I like some of the good days and the good times and the friendships. Like I really wish Ava and Nina were still friends, or show me more of Diane and Alexis being friends, something. But I'm fine with that. But there's something about them as a couple that does nothing for me. So I'm not excited about this wedding. I was not excited about the bachelor and bachelorette parties, and I'm just ready to move on. But the writers are treating them like there's some super couple and this wedding's gonna be so epic. When the only thing I really expect to happen is Gregory falling out. Either if Gregory don't fall out at this wedding, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. But we're gonna move on to Christina being extremely naive about her mob boss father, what he really does for a living, and who he'll hurt. So Christina already knows that her father can be dangerous, and if the other Christina was playing her, who looks like really young and, a little naive, I could see maybe the other Christina doing that, but we got an older Christina and she doesn't really seem all that naive. So it was really weird, her and Josh arguing over how dangerous her father is. The way I see it, Christine's never cared about how dangerous her father is. And I don't understand why they're making Christina dumb. That's why I say Christina might eventually find out more about her father and what he actually did and have her sort of be the last straw, the last person who turned on him, and then him snapping. Joss being hypocritical while keeping Jason in her life, but not Dex. Her little heart to heart with Jason made me feel like, why are you, pushing Dex away when he's clearly trying to change his life and be a cop? And he's doing all this for you. So um, that doesn't make sense to me. It almost goes back to uh, Chase in Brooklyn and how they were keeping them apart with like nonsense. It didn't make sense and they could have been together and been a good couple. Sasha from model to stable hand to chef in the span of 2 weeks. So I like Sasha, but I really feel like they haven't figured out what they want to do with Sasha yet. Hopefully her being a chef puts her in the vicinity and living at the Quartermaine Mansion might put her in the vicinity of Michael, and that could shake up the Willow and Michael marriage. Hopefully that's where they're going with that. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Not sure what Ava's end game is and how she's gonna get out of it is sort of like bothering me because I love Ava, but I hate when they have Ava do something to Sunny so egregious that, you know, she's sort of like can't do nothing because she's like on eggshells about how he may take her daughter from her or something. And so we get a neutered Ava. So I hope that doesn't happen again. But that is it for my commentary. Let me know in the comment section what you think. And, my theories and things like that. Do you have the same theories? Did I open you up to some new theories? And, how do you feel about what's going on in the show? And I'll see you in the next video.